You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 378 of the Central's favorite podcast. I'm Jeremiah Morrell, joined by executive video producer, audio engineer, and Bob Euchre aficionado, Zach Burcham.
Good evening.
It's a sad day.
Yeah.
We just told him the news.
Yeah. People my age grow up. It's a thing where you grow up and you watch the television, and in particular the movies that came out like 5, 6, 7 years before you're born, because that's how long it takes to hit like cable and that's Major League, man. I grew up on Major League.
That was just
That did not
inside.
go. It did not come out 5, 6, 7 years.
No,
before
but
you were born.
maybe about the time I was born then, about the time I got to be old enough to watch
Right
it.
around the time you were able to appreciate it, it was hitting cable.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
fun.
Zach Burcham. He's our executive video producer, audio engineer, and Bob Euchre fan. We have Forrest Plank.
Good evening.
Forrest Pickled Whiskey in the co-host chair tonight.
Good evening.
Glad to have you here. I'm going to finish the introductions, then you're going to tell us what we're going to go through today on the show.
Oh boy.
We got Bones Harcourt back finally, first time since Thanksgiving.
Hello.
Bones is our long lost co-host. We missed him.
Until I got demoted.
Listen, it was a coin flip,
I lost.
and you were
No, I think I won.
Forrest said, "I want to get close to Jer for warmth."
That's right.
On the other side of the room, we've got a duet. We have Ean Southerland.
How you doing?
And his BFF Chad Nguyen.
What's up?
They are launching a hit new podcast, soon to be Henry County's second favorite podcast. It's the Win Ian Show. Is that what do you guys have a name, a working title?
It's gonna be called the Playbook.
The Playbook. Is that you be the first show called the Playbook? Have you researched this?
I haven't researched it, but I would imagine that we're gonna be the first in Indiana that's called that.
At least in Henry County.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
The most
That's all
successful
that
one.
matters.
This show. It's not my show. It's everybody's show. It's like Hootie and the Bluefish. Who's Hootie? Nobody knows. There is no Boss Hog. That's the whole damn. It's the idea of it. I didn't name this show. It was handed to me, and we just embraced it. So whatever the hell name your show is called, it doesn't matter. It's just that it's whatever you guys make it. What do we have planned today, Forrest?
We are going to talk about some happenings in the state capitol now that the Statehouse is back in session, and we have a new governor in town. Going to talk a little bit about sports. I think there may be a college football game coming up Monday night.
NAIA, right?
Yeah. I think Indiana Wesleyan is playing.
Lincoln Tech and Indiana Wesleyan are playing for
St. Francis
for some spark plugs.
And then we're going to talk some more sports stuff. If you watched the NFC playoff game over the weekend, you may have seen an IndyCar ad. So Fox is now promoting the upcoming IndyCar season. And then
It was very spicy. There was sperm. There were shirtless men. It was a whole thing.
yeah, Joseph's always been fast. And then the end of the night, we're going to finish it off with a little bit of a blind tasting of some bourbons, anywhere from the very, very top shelf all the way to the bottom. See if we can guess which one's better.
Because horribly wrong, Bones is quitting forever. This show's about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you, other times we'll make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. If you are a member of our Patreon, if you're watching the live stream, you see Sarah in the background. She's gone now, but it was fun. She was in there.
No, she's back.
And she's back again. You were on TV, dear. She doesn't care. If you're a member of our
That was a terrified look.
Okay, we're gonna refocus. Don't get in trouble, Jared. Don't get in trouble. Patreon.com/BossHogOfLiberty. That's how this show gets on the air each and every week. If you are a member of that organization, you get the show notes dropped into a special Facebook group where we get to interact each and every day. And then the podcast gets emailed directly to you. So you'll get your bonus edition of the podcast sent to you on show night, and you get to watch the live stream as well. So always fun. If you are a $50 or more a month member over there, you get your name and your business at the top of the episode. At this time, that is John Phillips, our friend John Phillips, your favorite car dealer. Blake Reese over at Varsity Outfitters here in Newcastle does all of the custom embroidery that you need. If you got hats, t-shirts you need made up, they got the storefront hours, so you can pop in and he'll get you hooked up. But he does all the Boss Hog merch and stuff for my day job too. And then our newest $50 a month guy is Thomas Oakes over at Walnut Ridge RV here in Newcastle. I think they've still got a big sale going on right now. They carried over some of their RV show pricing, so you can go see Thomas and he'll get you hooked up with that new travel trailer you need. All the business is out of the way. Forrest, on Monday, Eric Holcomb moved on.
Yep.
He I don't know if he went back to I don't even know where the hell the man lived. At Brown County, maybe Indianapolis, nobody knows. Where did he just spawned in?
Wherever he lives, he did not
Holcomb.
take off his cowboy boots.
He kept the cowboy boots and he's got his beard. He may have gone to the hills of Salem. I don't know. But there's a new sheriff in town. Mike Braun is there. Our new governor, and the biggest thing he's done so far is that on Inauguration Day next week for the new president, flags at full staff just for the day.
Sun up to sundown.
And then you got to put them away, right?
Got to put them back down.
Unless you have a light.
Unless you have a light. Yeah.
It's very complicated. So with the Statehouse being back in session, it's the time where everybody files bills. And a bunch of people hit me up this week and they're like, what do you think about House Bill 1233? And I'm like, I have no idea what the hell House Bill 1233 is. But because I like our audience, I'll look into it. So I Googled it, as anybody would do. House Bill 1233 is something that would take township government and potentially eliminate it again, which is, you guys remember when Mitch Daniels was governor? Sorry, we had the pickle whiskey in the preview. No, it was a fever dream. I wish he had been president. So when he was governor, he had the Kernan Shepard report put together, and they said, hey, we could save a hell of a lot of money if we eliminated township government for the state. So Henry County, where we live here, I think we have like 12 townships. Ian, this is the part of the show where you're supposed to name all 12 townships. Okay.
And go.
Respectfully passed.
Starting up at Middletown, going counterclockwise.
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, you could alphabetically is fine. It just
Population size, even better.
Whatever makes the most sense. I'll give you two. We're in Henry now, and then there's Spiceland. Yep. And then Wayne.
Dundery's in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think they're in Franklin.
There's a Brown.
Knightstown, Stony Creek,
Prairie, Blue River,
And Lisbon?
No, that'd be Dublin. That's Dublin Township, I think. Anyway, so we got a bunch of them.
Your best chance if you want to study is go to a parade on a holiday in the county.
Check the fire trucks.
And look at the fire trucks.
Well, that's where it's tricky because Spiceland Township is Dunry. They have 2 fire departments. Causes a war every time. So this, they fight. When there's money and there's boards and there's government, we have fights, and that's good for podcasting. So the talk is that, and once again, one state representative filed this thing. Will it become a law? Doubt it. But we'll talk about it. They would eliminate townships and the volunteer fire departments to go with them. So all of that would get funneled back up to county government. So your county commissioners, your county council would be responsible for your fire protection for the entire county, with the exception of Marion County, because they're big bad and Unigov exists, where there really is no county government anymore. Any thoughts? Raleigh and Rush County.
Yes.
Just give those fire trucks to Rushville and say it works out. How's it feel?
I feel bad for Glenwood,
Milroy,
Arlington, Posey Township,
Anderson,
Posey Township Fire Department. They're just gonna
Rushville Township Fire Department. There's a lot.
It feels like that's one of those things it's kind of working right now. So why take away like a local?
Because you're paying for more government than you need.
It's working with volunteers.
Can we take something from the state?
So that's
No. We can't do that.
Yeah.
It's a bridge too far.
Yeah. If we're going to consolidate government, let's consolidate government down, not consolidate it up.
So the reason township government exists is because they wanted you to be able to ride your horse to the center of your local government. when they founded this place in the 1800s. If you live in northwestern Henry County, in the same amount of time it would have taken you to have ridden a horse from rural Fall Creek Township to Middletown, it's the same amount of time as it take you to drive from Middletown to Newcastle now. So they say you don't need county government, or you don't need township government. County government's enough for you. That's the logic. And you're paying for all of these township trustees, all these township boards, all of them to have their own cemetery maintenance crews, to have their poor relief, to have all the programs that your township runs. Newcastle and Henry Township share a fire department here, right? So it wouldn't affect our community, the town here, nearly as much. But yeah, the rural, the Spicelands, the Dunreaths, those people would theoretically have overlapping fire departments, right?
So we're proposing a bill to eliminate the township governments.
Yes.
While our friends to the north are like quarterly or semi-annually writing checks to their township governments from their POP benefits.
Talking about Michigan?
Yeah.
Are they friends? Or were they friends at this time? I don't know what states were friends with.
They're just neighbors to the
okay.
north.
All right.
The ones that we protect from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
We insulate them.
Yeah.
All right.
So what are our priorities? Is it to protect Indianapolis? Is it to protect the rural communities? Or is it to look out for the betterment of everyone in the state?
So it was assigned to a real committee. I thought when this came out, the best way to get rid of a bill that you don't like is they say, okay, it's going to the rules committee. They assign it to the rules committee, and then it just disappears and it's gone forever. That's not what happened. It went to a real committee, so it'll have to pass the House, it'll have to pass the Senate, and then Governor Braun would have to sign it for this to actually be real. Will it be? Don't know. But we're going to watch it together and see. But it's not getting a warm. I tried to sell it. I tried to sell you guys on the virtue of this thing, and you guys are just poo-pooing it. Except for Chad, he's afraid to talk about it.
Is this how you sell like your job?
Yeah, quite effective.
How are you still employed?
I'm lovable, and I come with a company credit card.
Company credit card, I'll go with.
Because the options are you can build the bridge or you can ford the river.
Take it or leave it.
The good news is it kind of just sits on top of everything. They don't even fasten it.
Yeah, did you guys know they don't bolt bridges down?
This blew me and Zach's mind. We're still not over this.
They just gravity what holds the bridge onto the pylons.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you need?
Think about that next time you're driving across to like Cincinnati or Louisville.
What are you worried about?
All bridges?
Yeah, all bridges.
Most of them. Yeah.
What about like the Sunshine Skyway Bridge? It's 4 miles long and 400 and some feet high.
Well, that was built before I was born, but I could tell you what it would do today.
They just sit on top.
I'm not talking about necessarily a cable stay bridge like that. I'm talking about I-70 over State Road 3. That's just sitting there. It's just gravity.
So
there's no.
So I've seen the roads on both sides of that bridge, and that really scares the hell out of me now.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, theoretically, if you think about it as you're driving underneath it, it makes sense what you just said.
If
they are just kind of floating there.
I know, but just like, what's it take? How hard is it just to throw a bolt there?
If we lose, what's the bolt gonna do? If we lose gravity, you got bigger problems, buddy.
I guess the 1 over 3 I'm not worried about, but I'm like wondering if you have some bridge that's just sitting there over like a river or creek.
That's what I'm
thinking. And it floods, and like you literally get enough water that just carries the bridge away because it's not bolted down.
Yeah, it's fine. We build an integral abutment for that one, where they are tied together, in theory.
So the new 65, the Louisville, over the Ohio, just sitting there. Not fastened, just sitting.
Well, those are different too. Those are not beams sitting on there. Those are actually bridge piers that are the bridge piers connect up to a tower. There's a cable that goes back to the top and comes back down. And then the deck itself are panels that are all interwoven together.
So it's like, are the cables holding everything to those piers?
The cables really just go over the top and they string it and it carries the weight from the other side.
It sounds like it's held together with twine.
Guess what? We're off track already.
We got a lot to cover tonight. We're on bridge design 15 minutes in. So yeah, Mike Braun's governor, township government's going away. Oh, good. We're to the fun part of this show. Serious proposal. Indiana Speaker of the House, Todd Houston. Not just random. This is not a Jim Lucas bill. This is not a Cory Criswell bill. This is a the Speaker of the House bill, the most important guy in the Indiana Statehouse. He is introduced a bill and made it a part of his opening press conference agenda, saying that they want to put together a commission to let the 33 counties that voted to leave Illinois, and say, hey, instead of starting your own state, come join Indiana. 33 counties have actually put it on their ballot and said, we want to do this. 7 of them did it back in November. I know. Suspend disbelief, boys. This is actually real. And they want to do it. Any reaction? Do we want to welcome Illinois in? Do we want to talk through how impossible this is? Or do you just want to enjoy the thought that, you know what? We're going to take all these towns in. Maybe we can give them Terre Haute. I don't know, just as a trade to sweeten the pot and give them Vigo County. But how do the hell do we get Effingham?
How many times as a child did you hear from your parents, monkey see, monkey do? So now we have a president-elect who's talking about taking Greenland or the Panama Canal or renaming the Gulf of Mexico. So now our Speaker of the House, like, damn it, that'll work in Indiana. Let's go take part of Illinois. Is that what we have here?
Illinois Governor Pritzker said it was a stunt, and he called Indiana a low-wage state. He said we're a low-wage state and we suck.
He can say what he wants.
Are these counties located centrally somewhere?
So this is the problem.
That'd be funny.
Or they're just all over the place.
There's just an island of Indiana inside Illinois.
We now border Wisconsin.
I spent an alarming amount of time trying to figure out if there was a list of counties that were involved in the bill. What the speaker is trying to do is he said he wants to put basically a matching number of people from Indiana and on Illinois on a committee and say who wants to come can come. 33 counties have said they want out of Illinois because they're all pissed at Chicago, apparently. But they are scattered. There are counties that border Iowa. There are counties, Madison, Illinois, where the county that the East St. Louis is in. They want out.
No, we don't want that in Indiana.
No.
It would give us another racetrack, Zach. We'd have Gateway.
Yeah, and a landfill.
And another Gary.
and everything else that comes with it. Yes.
Yeah, we have another Gary now.
That may actually make Gary look good.
See?
Yeah.
Lipstick on a pig.
That would take a lot.
Other news, Gary is short $20 million because the state screwed up and gave their money to somebody else. Oh, I'm sorry. Gary gave $20 million to them that should have gone to East Chicago and to like Hammond in a big casino swap that wound up putting a state representative in prison.
I'm trying to look it up and I'm not finding it, but somebody basically said though that like that Illinois is kind of like, yeah, go ahead, because those states that want to get out, especially they said Southern Illinois, is like
it's rural.
They're also rural. Like for the state and tax wise, they're fiscal losers. So like they're like fine because that way we can just keep more money from the north.
Everything in that state comes from Chicagoland.
Yeah. I bet there's a lot of, I'm imagining that.
So you could take that beltway and they're like, take the rest of the state. Who cares?
Yeah.
More than half the population of Illinois lives north of I-80. Yeah. Which is basically, and as far as Indiana is concerned, that's I-90 and I-80 run together. So that's where they all live. So it's just rural. It's flyover. It just makes them look big. Anybody do y'all want Springfield to be here? The state capital of Illinois would be in Indiana.
They voted themselves out?
I don't know if Springfield did or not.
So Indiana would then become the birthplace of Abe Lincoln, not just his boyhood home.
That's right. No.
We
would,
Kentucky born.
Oh, yeah.
Birthed them.
Hey, there's still
there's
always
once listen
today. If we're going after Illinois, may as well take Kentucky.
This year Illinois, next year Kentucky.
Once we consolidate power and give it a couple years to raise a good army out of Illinois, we can move south of the river and take
slowly trying to reenact the Louisiana Purchase from the heartland.
Mike Braun is going to have incredible power.
Assuming we'll have New Orleans.
Go all the way down.
Yep.
All the way down. I mean, we've got ports on both sides now.
From the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico. Welcome to Indiana.
Yep.
We're just going to expand our empire.
It just seems like
the roads still suck. By the way,
there's just more of them.
I'm kind of with Forrest. It's like this whole thing on the national level. There's been like, yeah, we're going to take over Greenland and Canada. You want to become the 51st state? Go for it. And then it's like, oh gosh. And then Indiana's like, yeah, we'll take parts of Illinois. It's like, no, seriously, guys, can we like this? Is this what we're doing?
We got important things to talk about, like filling township government, man.
And 4 years, that clock hasn't started yet.
Imagine how many more townships we're going to get rid of if we get 33 counties in Illinois.
We get Mexico soon, too. So we'll be good.
Don't need borders if everybody's America.
Exactly.
And And then NAFTA goes away.
That's why we built I-69. We can run the tanks down there even faster. All right. So our state representative, Cory Criswell, has introduced a bill, 1492, the year Columbus sailed the ocean blue, House Bill 1492. It calls to remove language prohibiting certain students from enrolling in a school corporation, primarily for athletic reasons. Under current IHSAA bylaws, an athlete without bona fide change of residence starts with limited eligibility, junior varsity, and they can gain full eligibility if they're given a waiver or if the IHSAA decision is overturned in appeal. Athletically motivated transfers have not been allowed by the IHSAA. So they essentially don't want you to say, hey, listen, try football kind of sucks, but Newcastle's a powerhouse, which is an alternate reality, guys. But Newcastle's...
You said it with a straight face.
This is stretching, Chet.
I haven't even got to the bourbon tasting yet.
Newcastle's a powerhouse. So I'm going to change schools. And obviously basketball is even more of an example here. So it's not allowed now. The bill Criswell is putting in is basically would say, hey, you're putting a transfer portal in so that you can say, I'm going to change the school I go to. Did my junior season in Muncie. Now we're going to go play for the Pendleton Arabians my sophomore year, my senior year. Any reaction? Are we cool with this? Class basketball is dead, so what do we care?
We've been doing this for a long time.
You have to you have to move though. Now they don't have to move.
No, you don't have to move. You have to have administration from both schools willing to sign off on it to say that it is not specifically for athletic purposes.
Because like I've honestly, I could tell you, I could go to probably at any point in the last 25 years, I could probably go to a basketball game and point to somebody on the basketball team and tell you, yeah, they should be going to this school or they should be going to that school because, like back in the day, they moved for two different reasons. One is you want to move to the bigger school to get more exposure to potentially get yourself a college, or you're not getting enough playing time at the school you're at. So you're like, I knew kids that went from Newcastle to county schools because they went from being medium-sized fish in a big pond to being the big fish in a little pond, and they got playing time. Didn't matter if they weren't going to go to college anyway. So I knew kids that were doing that then, like in the 90s. So this doesn't seem like a new thing. I am curious as what the timetable is. Like if they just signed off on it, because I could see I think it said they could move once without a change of address and still maintain all their eligibility. So it's just one move.
Yeah, you get one free move.
But I'm curious, like what the context is. There still should be a timeline. It'd be interesting if there'd be some kind of shenanigans where a guy's moving like right before a season or mid-season kind of situation. Like I wonder if you could use that rule and build a power team in a season.
So I think right now,
All the Catholic schools.
Oh,
It's good for cathedral football.
yeah, that doesn't matter. They're their own world. But there's a lot of press on it right now because what's his name from the Indy Star wrote a pretty hefty piece on some kids who transferred from Mount Vernon to Cathedral for legitimate family purposes, and Mount Vernon wouldn't sign off on the transfers. And two different sports. Both kids were getting looked at by colleges, so it would have really been detrimental to them and the potential for them to continue their athletic careers. So I get the press behind it, but at what point do we look at school and say, you know what, this is about school? Athletics builds character. You're not here to play a sport. You're here to learn.
But what if it's your only way out of Connorsville, man?
I would also think my thought is with Cathedral. Cathedral is not a public school. They're not tied to an address. They don't have a district. They just pay to go there.
Yeah, it's going between Carmel and I don't know,
Cinder Grove,
the
Ben
north,
Davis.
the rural football school way up north in Hamilton County, Sheridan. Yeah.
I think it can help some students, but you're going to introduce recruiting. It like more than recruiting goes on.
Yeah,
Recruiting goes on with private schools
because the transfer portal and the NIL is working out so well collegially.
So I coach soccer here in high school, and we had a kid that came over. It was his sophomore year from Shenandoah. They still lived in Shenandoah area, but his mom taught here at Newcastle. They didn't sign off on him, and because they didn't, you have to wait 364 days from the last time he competed in a varsity sport there. He came over to play soccer. He competed in tennis there. So he missed except for 3 games of the whole season because they wouldn't sign off because they were afraid he was going to play varsity tennis for them.
I was going to say, because they don't even have a soccer team.
Exactly. So it's like hurting.
So
kids
why are they athletic director? The athletic director has this power, or the superintendent does? The school board.
The athletic director has to sign
I think
off.
it's the athletic
and
director and the
I think
high school principal.
yeah, there's 2 different people that have to sign off, and Shenandoah and I think Blue, like other schools like this, lower like the county schools, they do that because they don't want to lose their enrollment.
Yeah, they
That's
don't
the
want to
only
lose that
reason.
ADM count, that $6,800 per
Literally
head.
the only reason they didn't.
This is why Jimmy couldn't go play for another school. He had to go back and play for Milan Hickory, because
Jimmy Chitwood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They wouldn't sign off, and he couldn't go play for Ulitic.
So the question is, though, are we going to question a powerhouse if someone from, we'll just say, Pendleton moves to a county school like Centerville? Are we going to question it because they're moving there to get more exposure and playing? Well, not really exposure, more playing time, or more of the questions going to be someone from, let's just say, Newcastle moving to Warren Central to play football, or someone from Richmond moving to Pike?
So if you're moving, you can move all you want because you have a change of address. So this is only for the kids who do not have a change of address.
You have to go live with your aunt at Pike on the mic, or it doesn't count,
Right.
Chad. Otherwise, it's just for fun.
Yeah, if you move and live in that school district, you don't have to worry about transferring, being signed off. It's just for like kids that say, "Oh, I want to go to, from Newcastle to Cathedral because they've got an actual powerhouse football program."
But there's so many loopholes in it right now where kids will go live with a friend's family and they'll claim they're homeless and file McKinney-Vento, where the school has to accept them because they don't have an address. And now, because they're living with them, they can play for that school. So there's loopholes to it now. And I guess I get the intent of trying to get some structure around it. But just like NIL had good intent,
Yeah,
it's gone way beyond what everyone ever imagined.
There's a slippery
that it
slope.
could
Yeah,
have been. Yeah.
there's good intent behind the bill, but the way it's written now, it would be abused immediately. Like, I mean, you're gonna get kids that will just take advantage of
Yeah,
this.
you're going to build powerhouse teams,
Even if it
wherever.
is just one free transfer.
I mean, let's be honest. If it's going to make your school good, aren't you in
Yeah.
favor of it?
I mentioned what will happen though. At least you'll see movement around Indianapolis schools, but that's already happening anyway. I do wonder about like county schools suffering because there'll be a consolidation of athletics into like the county seat.
All the good
Because
football
all
players
like
are going to
Newcastle
play
will
at
just
Newcastle.
pull all the kids off, but like those
To
kids.
be honest, most counties do only have like one seat in one school.
I think we have 6 high schools.
I think a lot of schools are
Kids,
like
we have 50,000 people live here, and we got 6 high schools you get
I
assigned
think
to.
Henry County is probably a decent example. I mean, there's obviously, you go farther north, there's probably, there might be like one school for a whole county, but I think there's a lot of counties that might be like ours to have like one bigger high school and then several
3 or
smaller
4
ones.
small
Like
ones.
Wayne County probably has.
Yeah, Wayne County has Richmond, Northeastern, Centerville,
Nettle Creek, Hagerstown.
Hagerstown, and then Lincoln.
I don't even remember Lincoln's there. That's like a phantom school.
Easy.
Because it's just off the highway.
I don't even know. I see a sign on 40. I'm like, oh, that's where that is. I've never been to the high school.
Welcome to Milton.
I mean, we've got Try catching strays, now Lincoln for no reason. People might want to go there to play. You never
I'll
know.
give it try a hard
Build a
time.
juggernaut there.
I could try a hard time because
Some of our favorite guests on the show went to Lincoln.
I went to Europe in high school with a guy from Lincoln. He's a good dude, and he ended up being on my floor at Ball State. And so I'd known him for quite a few years.
Gavin Newton, future NASCAR car
Yeah.
owner.
I really think it's
Lincoln High School.
I remember that was the first time I ever heard the name of the school, and I didn't realize it was that close till I was like coming back from like Centerville
That's
and
fine.
Cambridge City.
It's big Lincoln energy is why they want to take over
Anytime you see
Illinois.
anytime you see Lincoln on the schedule, you know you have a W. Okay.
Says the man who couldn't make basketball in Rushville at 6'7"
I was
tall.
gonna say the kid I knew from Lincoln was like 6'8".
The
He was a
problem,
big kid.
you can be 6'7" and not make the basketball team. The problem was I'm $140.
You're going up against all the farm kids
Yeah.
who are 5'9", 180.
Cornbread motherfuckers.
801.
I know that too.
Secretary of State Diego Morales faced tough questions in a budget hearing this week. He had allegations. This is where you need to be a patron. The show notes are in the Facebook group, and there is a 10-minute long YouTube video, or actually it's a Twitter video. It's not even on YouTube. Nobody has written about this story yet. You're hearing about it here on Boss Hog first, but it was the most entertaining, golden ass kicking in a committee hearing I've ever heard in my life. State Representative Ed Delaney from Indianapolis he's on the Ways and Means Committee, the Budget Committee, and they're talking to Secretary of State Morales about his request for his budget. I think he's asking for more money. In it, apparently, there have been allegations that they've had no-bid IT contracts where they assigned massive contracts out to people for voting machines and other vendors without having a bid. And they said, well, if we wanted to have a bid, we would have had to pay them in advance to bid the job to us. So we didn't do that. And allegedly, he also has brother-in-law working for him in a newly created position, making over $100,000 a year.
He arranged the best team that he could.
He said he has the best people working for him. He was asked point blank, do you have these people working for you? And he wouldn't answer the question. He said he has the best people. He wouldn't say if they're family members or not. He's had millions of dollars allegedly in spot bonuses paid out, which is just, hey, we feel like you're underpaid, Mr. Plank. So here's $40,000 to make up for what happened to staff members.
Also paying companies to bid on jobs.
He said that they were asking for that. And then it's not an election year for the Secretary of State.
Yeah, but what happens?
It's a good thing.
The bonus is conditional or attempted conditional.
Yes, they also those that were given bonuses were allegedly asked to go ahead and make a contribution to the Secretary of State's campaign as well, his campaign fund, to make sure that he has some money. He's not up for re-election yet, but he's ready for a challenge. Additionally,
Anybody with a moral compass.
The folks that got the no-bid contracts also made massive campaign contributions to him as well in an off year. And he was asked about that by Representative Delaney. He was told, I don't like to mix my official work with politics, so we're not going to talk about that here. And he said, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Pure entertainment. Not big news yet, but give it a day or two for this to actually get into the real news. You guys heard it here first. There's going to be some fun. Some fun.
If anyone ever feels like they've been grilled by their boss, their coworker, their spouse, and you want to see somebody who has it worse than you, go watch this video because
he went with his attorney.
It is the best entertainment. It started out, I was like, what the hell? This is a 10-minute video and his attorney's talking. And then he jumped on him. So Representative Delaney graduated from Harvard Law before Diego Morales was even born. So he's well-versed in how to grill litigants, and he nailed them.
If you Google allegations against Diego Morales, it's a 3-year journey because he's also had sexual assault allegations against him or sexual harassment allegations. There's been fraud allegations.
The FBI is investigating over some sort of money laundering with Mexican restaurants.
Yes, he might be involved with cartels. Like there's literally allegations of like,
stop selling me on this dude.
Did you employ any of your family members?
I'll tell you
None of your business.
I'll tell you what's amazing.
Next question.
You go to any kind.
I need that extra budget money though.
You go to like any big event, like a public event. Like you go to the 500 Festival Parade, and he's always got a table there.
I have a Diego Morales
If
koozie
you go to the fall cookout over here on the courthouse lawn, you're going to run into Diego Morales.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knows where Lincoln's at.
Where he's buried or where he went to high school?
The high school.
You guys are not necessarily politicos, Chad and Ian. What's your radio name going to be? Do you know yet? Ian? Like Ian Eagle's famous.
Yeah, it's just going to be Ian.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
Just Ian. You've heard this guy's resume. He won a 3-way race. A lot of these allegations are out there when he ran. You cool with this dude? They're all just allegations. You were just picking on the guy. The man's from Guatemala. He's
He's pulled himself by his
He's pulled
bootstraps.
himself by his bootstraps, and everybody's picking on him.
With the help of cartel.
Nobody knows.
Allegedly.
Ian doesn't want to answer the question on account. He might get himself in trouble.
So
Yeah, I'm just gonna refrain from answering that. I mean, I think I answered it in the group chat. I think that we'll leave it at that. I mean, everybody else knows my stance, so I don't know why we got to publicly go out with it. You know,
it's just conversation,
So
man. You're a taxpayer.
allegedly conversation.
if the
Allegedly.
cartels in Colombia have the Colombian necktie, what do the cartels in Guatemala have?
We're gonna find
Anybody
out.
know what that is?
Gonna find out. Probably Lincoln. I think Lincoln's involved.
That's your Lincoln trivia.
Abe Lincoln or Cambridge
Oh,
City
it's those
Lincoln?
kids from Cambridge City, Milton.
Can we just
South
leave
Florida.
them alone? What did they do? I'm only defending that because half of my family is from that area. My wife is also from that area, and like I can't handle the slander over here, guys. Come on.
Well, let's get. We emoted a response. That's
Did we say
important.
anything bad about them?
I think
Allegedly.
I
don't
think
think we said
I think
anything
somebody.
good.
I think somebody may have
That
said they were
wasn't the
an easy
question.
an easy win.
The question was, did we say anything bad about it?
I wouldn't have known if they were an easy win because they weren't worthy of playing against my school in high school. So I didn't know they existed and were in the area.
Do they have a good cross country
Says Zach, who did not go
I
to a
don't know.
county
I've never
school.
seen. I've never seen him. I've never seen
Do they have
a
athletics?
Lincoln Athletics. Yeah,
I've
I've
been
never
so-
seen it.
I've been to a Lincoln Northeastern football game. Has anybody else?
Oh
been
my
to one
gosh,
of
that
those?
was ugly.
Well, this is years ago.
So
So
we
hold up.
talked in
What?
Patreon.
Lincoln Northeastern?
That's a conference game.
Did they have anybody in the stands that were like the student body had to be all at the
Friends
field?
and family. Friends and family.
It's about the size of this podcast.
Aunts and uncles.
I kid you not. I showed up at Lincoln this fall to officiate a volleyball game, and it was on like a Monday or Tuesday night, and their football team was out practicing, and there were 3 kids practicing in blue jeans. Shoulder pads, helmet, blue jeans.
You know, if those kids were able to transfer to Richmond, they'd have pants.
I think they may have had cowboy boots on too. I don't know.
Sports
Probably
national
quarterbacks.
championship coming up. This game could be played in Lima, Ohio. Ohio State versus Notre Dame, and we're going to go all the way down to where are they playing it?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, in the
Yeah.
in the BMW Mercedes Benz
Yeah.
fancy ass building because the Georgia Dome wasn't nice enough anymore.
Something new and shiny came along.
It's just taxpayer money. Who cares? Are we excited? Are we ready? 1988 is the last time Notre Dame won a national championship.
Yep.
The
Before I
last
was
time,
born.
I don't think Chad's excited at all.
No.
the last time they played and won
We're not going to talk about
was
that.
2013. It's the day I put the offer in on my house that I currently own.
Is that when
We should
Manti Te'o got catfished?
Yep.
I was about to say, at least Jeremiah get catfish.
No, that
for the
was-
house.
Excuse me, that was the year Manti Te'o got screwed out of the Heisman.
Oh,
Oh, because so
That's-
yeah,
That's
It
that-
deserved it. I'm sorry.
is
That-
everyone on
Hey,
guard
take
of Riley Leonard? I
mic
know Riley Leonard
goes to
has a
you.
girlfriend that followed him up from Duke.
that's the way he got screwed that year. That was the only way.
Let me just take this mic over here so we've got the non-bias out of here. I mean, wow.
Once the space went to LSU, Notre Dame can win a national championship.
He left to
Brian
get-
Kelly
he left
left.
to get better resources so he could win a national championship because he couldn't win one at Notre Dame.
You know, there was a curse on Notre Dame because Brian Kelly left a kid in a scissor lift to die.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
once that was, once he was,
30, 40 mile per hour.
once
winds.
he left town, the team can perform.
I think that was it. I think it was the Brian Kelly
it-
curse.
Bones, do you agree? The curse is lifted. We had to sacrifice
There-
one
there's-
Twitter guy.
there are 3 very annoying fan bases in all of sports.
And 2 of them are
And
playing
2
Monday
of
night.
them are playing Monday night, so I really don't give a flying fuck. I really hope for a 0-0 tie, and they have to split it.
Definitely not going to end in a
Who's your
tie.
third? Duke is your third?
Duke's top of the list.
Yeah.
And then one.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There's
Duke's-
only like 5,000 of them.
I know, but they're fucking annoying.
What do you
Worse than
think they're
UK?
saying about North Carolina fans?
That's fine.
Oh, when it's your own team, it's okay.
It's fine.
Fair.
We're okay.
No, you're terrible. Terrible.
We're not terrible.
The fans are.
No.
You
We're-
personally, you're not. I just met you this evening. You're pretty cool, but like,
I don't know.
I'm
he picked-
the
he
fan.
shit all over Lincoln.
Yeah, I mean, like,
How did I say? I didn't
It's
say
getting
anything
personal
bad
now.
about
Yeah.
it. I didn't say anything bad. I just said it was like
Easy win.
allegedly.
it's like Alabama playing Western Kentucky. You just put them on there to the win.
So that the JV
Easy
kids
dub.
can get a W.
Yes, exactly.
Man, I thought you were going to say it was like Notre Dame playing Northern Illinois.
Oh boy.
It's been talked about all year. I mean,
I feel like somebody
it's
should
gonna
read into the
happen.
record who IU played and lost to this year. Anybody want to recount that one?
They lost to Notre Dame
Yes.
and
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I saw that going around. They're like, "Hey, you guys said we didn't belong. The only two teams we lost to, national championship player. Both teams playing for the national championship." So
the SEC is eliminated. The Big Ten
Thank
remains,
God.
and the ACC adjacent team remains.
Listen, isn't it kind of funny that when everybody else could start playing their players, the SEC kind of just went away?
that I've seen that argument going.
I mean,
around.
I'm just saying,
When everybody else can start paying their players,
you know,
when it's an equal playing field.
equal playing field. You
I-
can't tell me.
When it's now legal.
Yeah, well, you can't tell me, though, in the last 15 years, it's just been fair game all across the board from the SEC.
UK's been
Been a
playing that
lot
player
longer
for-
than 15 years.
There you go.
So
I mean, they've been paying players forever. They gave SMU the death penalty because they got caught.
Yep.
Well, it's their own basketball.
and NFL playoffs are happening. Do you guys want to predict? You want to go around the room, predict your winner? We've got NFL playoff updates. We had predictions on that. We'll give a little summary of where we were with that, and we'll go around the room here. Chad, it's your first time here. Be fair. Who's going to win, and by how many points?
For the national
Next
championship?
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say Notre Dame.
Right.
I think it'll be 23-20. I think it'll be a close game.
You think there's going to be that many points scored?
I do. I think it'll start slow, be similar
could-
to the Penn State game where it starts slow and there's going to be some
They could
drives.
barely even get a forward pass until the fourth quarter in the Penn State game.
It was immediately in the third quarter, the first drive. We had like a 30-yard pass to Aeneas Williams down the sideline on a sluggo.
46 is the 46 is the total.
The over-under?
Yeah.
All right, so 23-20 is Chad's pick. Mr. Ian?
You know, there are a lot of things that
Duh,
I want to
Bears.
say.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame's going to win. I think that if they can pass the ball, if they can effectively run the ball, I think Ohio State's going to have a long day. They're going to score. I mean, give me 20-17, ends on a game-winning field goal. Notre Dame.
I'm going to take Notre Dame 31-6, and I hope Ryan Day gets his ass kicked and fired. I want Ryan Day gone.
When did you become a closet Ohio State fan?
Okay, you'll walk through it.
Let's go.
Where are my sales territories? Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky.
Okay.
I'm in Columbus all the damn time.
Okay.
And those people need a real coach. They need Jim Tressel back.
But that team absolutely loves him as their coach.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
With their backs up against the wall when they thought he was getting his ass fired, all of a sudden they're national championship quality.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Michigan beat the hell out of them. I think they're going to. I think 31-6. Forrest.
Notre Dame 17-14 unless it goes overtime, and then it's going to be a freaking ridiculous
Then it's
score.
going to be 37-34. Yeah. Bones.
3-3 tie.
They won't let them quit.
No. There's no ties.
They won't let them quit.
There's a lot of Ohio State fans that want to
Listen,
stand in
they're
the
gonna- it's going to be a 3-3 tie. We're going to call in Northern Illinois and Michigan to finish it out.
yeah.
I'm sure Michigan fans wanted to end in a tie.
Yeah.
Who are they rooting for right now?
They're rooting for Notre Dame. They
I
hate
think
Ohio State.
they're in my boat right now.
They hate Ohio State with a passion. They're Notre Dame fans this week. Zach, you've had 5 minutes to Google it and learn everything about it.
I hope Notre Dame wins. I find Ohio State fans to be the most insufferable people on earth.
What's the current
Yes.
spread?
They're super annoying. They just yell and whatever.
It opened at 9.5. I think it's
That's 8.
8.5.
Yeah,
8.
it's just 8
How?
now. It's just 8. I would bet
if it's
that
a
hard.
fan base, they'll literally fire
Any-
their coach for losing in the national championship game, which is like entirely a
They
possibility.
were going to finish him, fire him, finishing third in the Big Ten.
Yeah. It's still just like whatever. I mean, it's a religion in Columbus. If you get within like 150
It's a
miles,
really
of
is.
Columbus,
It's really
It
a
really is.
religion at Notre Dame.
I remember just being like,
yes.
I remember being like, in a,
Shithole
yeah,
town.
but you know what though? Here's the thing, though. Like I've said this before
Listen,
on
I
the
get
show,
it.
like Notre Dame, I don't.
Notre Dame is a national
There was
school.
a
It's not an
long
Indiana
time in my
school.
brain where I could. Notre Dame's not an Indiana school. to me. They're a school that is in Indiana, but like their fan base is not attached to a place except for like the campus. You get within 150 miles of south of Columbus on a Saturday afternoon, and everybody in the gas station or the restaurant will have on white, gray, and red.
Even if they're even open.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I've been going in and like a couple will come in and they're in like slacks wherever, and they've got Ohio State shirts with a vest and a hat and whatever. And she's got like, and it's a weird thing in Indiana because our football teams have never been that good that there's like that kind of following behind them, except Notre Dame. But like I said, Notre Dame, it's not like you can't look around and tell, I'm closer to campus because you see more Notre Dame gear. Notre Dame gear just kind of does its own.
It's nationwide.
Those fans, they do their own thing. It's not a geographic thing.
So we went up to New York to see the Notre Dame Army game. And you talk about that fan base being national. Every Irish and or Catholic individual in that tri-state area was there rooting for Notre Dame. And that's their only connection to Notre Dame.
Yep.
Is they're
born into
descendants of Ireland or they're a Catholic family.
Yep. It's a way of life.
And
It
they
makes
will
you wonder about America. It really does.
I mean, how do you root for these two schools?
I'm sorry, Alabama's not in it, man.
I don't like Alabama either.
You can watch the Cousin Mariners next year. All right. We had predictions for the NFL playoffs. We're about halfway through. We've eliminated the wild card teams. Let's see. Chase took the Bears. They're dead. Brian Nichols, our podcast neighbor, he had the Ravens. Bones, you chose the San Francisco 49ers.
I also had the Ravens.
Who are the 49ers playing this weekend?
Also had the Ravens.
They're done. Zach, you took the underdogs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I've watched football.
Really?
I don't watch football. I have better things.
He's a Swiftie.
Sarah took the Buffalo Bills, still alive. And this is before the season started.
Okay.
I took the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions.
Did you make a wager on that before the season started?
I did not. I did.
Oh.
No, I spend all my money on fantasy IndyCar. So Fox had an NFL game this weekend. They in the third quarter they had a big promo, 45-second ad. Zach, it was Alex Pillow stealing the show from Joseph Newgarden and Tom Brady.
I mean, you would say that. Yeah, it was a good quarter. I had to look it up. I didn't see it. Obviously, I didn't watch football. I looked it up today because I was listening to Off Track at Hinch and Rossi, and they were talking about it. So I'm like, I better watch this and know what they're talking about. It was a good ad. I mean, it's always exciting to see how much a new TV partner throws into a property that they just spent money on. I hope they keep it up. I guess there's 3 of those ads that have been recorded.
It's going to be one for Pato, one for Alex Pillow, and one for Joseph. It started out. Picture this. You look into a microscope and you see one sperm outrunning the rest of them, and that's Joseph Newgarden. That is.
He's always been fast.
He's always been fast. That was the start.
That's how we all got here.
It cuts.
Hot start.
It cuts to him playing table tennis, and then it's talking about him in a perfect jawline, and Tom Brady says it's not that perfect.
The table tennis reference is deep.
His grandfather had a table tennis automated machine, so he's been playing ping pong his whole life.
Yes.
And then there's a little thing of him drinking milk as a kid. They said he'd been drinking milk since he was a little boy. They said he wrote a children's book. Pillow said, my kid hated it. Putting the rivalry up.
I've got the children's book.
But it did not give him milk veins.
It did not give him veins of milk, as his first national commercial did 15 years ago or so. Shows him shirtless again, which famously he was in 100 Days to Indy.
Yeah, 100 Days to
that
Indy,
was his breakthrough performance there with him working out. I'm excited for the season. We are racing IndyCars next month.
Wait.
They're on track in St. Pete, Florida.
Testing this month, right?
I guess so. Are that Barber? I don't know.
Probably.
I think there is some more testing to go. It's a reminder. DM me if you want to get in any Boss Hog or Liberty Wall Racing Fantasy IndyCar League again this year.
You just invited everyone to slide up in your DMs.
I did. That's it works out well.
With your
normally.
wife in the room, dude.
She knows about it.
It's a whole lot better than him sliding into everyone else's.
Yeah, listen. Once you're famous, they just come to you. Louisville native, future Indiana town, Louisville. Once we take over for Lincoln,
Next election round,
Jacob Abel. He was an NXT driver. I think he won 3 races last year. He's signed a contract to go full-time in IndyCar with Dale Coyne Racing. Dale Coyne is known for finding the, Zach, I want to put it gently. He's known for finding the up-and-coming rookies and starting people's careers. It's a place where you can get a seat for a year and get started. It's where Alex Palou started, Romain Grosjean.
A lot of times
David
Malukas, like 18 to 36 hours before the races start. Yeah, a lot of times you have to you have to Google. This is my driver lineup. You have to get Google out and be like, who are these people again? But very seldom do they just disappear. A lot of times they kind of move on and up into that.
It's where stars get their first start. The famous Paul Tracy, he started his career there. So
I guess the first driver that Dale Coyne's announced for this year, right?
He is. The other seat is still open. So Ian, if you want an IndyCar seat, about $8 million to Dale Coyne Racing, Chicago, Illinois. You could probably get your full season.
Think that's what the ride cost, Abel?
No, I think it probably costs Abel $3 to $4 million, but Ian probably $8 million. I would say that would be a really.
He's going to tear up more equipment.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
They're gonna have to. You're gonna need Diego. You're gonna need Diego Morales to work the bribe system for you to get past the IndyCar licensing. Miss Sarah, this is your first call here for the next segment. Here's the plan. This concludes sports, unless anybody else had something they wanted to talk about. But if they did, they're crazy because the fun part of the show is coming now. This is where it's going to get unhinged, and mayhem is going to ensue. Everybody have a clear palate?
I need a water.
We have water. Make it happen. Probably some in the fridge.
You know what I did over here? I pulled up the IHSAA enrollment, and I found Cambridge City on there. They're like the 343rd biggest school in the state.
Out of 352?
Out of 406. But there's all these schools that are below them that I've seen and heard of. I'm like, how do I not know Waldron? I can tell you what their cross country coaches look like.
Waldron Mohawks
in Shelby County.
I see Waldron though, because I've seen
Waldron nearly won the last single state class basketball, no class basketball deal. They had a set of twins that were unbelievable.
No, that was,
or was it the first year?
That was multi-class.
It was the first year of Class A.
It was after that.
It was very early.
First year was like 97, 98, and this is the early 2000s.
Okay.
But those twins, they're legit.
Where did you go to high school? Let's
Newcastle.
Okay, so I mean,
my thing with Lincoln is not I actually don't have any ill will or I just am amazed that a school is that close to where I lived, and I did not know that they're there until I drove up 40 in my 30s and saw a sign that said turn that way to Lincoln. I've never seen a school, and I know about Randolph Southern, Blue River, Shenandoah, all the little schools, Centerville, Cambridge. I know, but I just Lincoln just escaped me as for 30
What do you know
years.
about Delta?
Delta has I'll tell you what, tie things together. Delta has one of the best girls cross country runners the state's seen in a while, and she got a scholarship to go to Notre Dame.
Oh, I thought to Lincoln. All right.
No.
She ran some USA qualifiers age 15, something like that.
Yes. Yeah. I knew about Delta for I could. It's just a weird thing. It's just a genuinely weird thing. Where have you ever seen something? You're like, how did I miss that? That was kind of Lincoln High School for me somehow.
So here's what's getting ready to happen. We've never done a bourbon tasting on this show before. There are going to be six.
We have.
Yeah, we have.
A true blind.
Not a blind. Not a
We haven't
blind
done a
test.
blind.
We've never
yeah.
done anything to this scale.
Don't insult Bones like that.
I
Bones
was like, my whole brains will go bye-bye.
Bones is
bourbon
rock-
connoisseur.
Let me gaslight our audience into believing this. Nobody has ever given us bourbon. This is a first.
blind tasted bourbon.
We've never done a blind taste. So, Sarah, there are MSRPs ranging. What's the bottom dollar one here? We have a $15 bottle all the way up to a $250 bottle that's going to be in here. And the goal is we're going to try them.
Were any of these a missed big box delivery?
I cannot tell you what's in it. Only Sarah knows what's in these, and we'll know at the end. But she has carefully selected and cataloged them. Well, one beer in, folks.
No, we had a pickle ship.
No, I did not. You guys did. I skipped it because I knew I had hosting responsibilities. I only had the pickled chips.
I didn't know that was an option to skip it.
I think we need to take another one.
How do we let Jeremiah skip it?
I'm in charge.
Because I am still tasting.
Because he is the boss hog of Liberty.
All right. So Sarah is
podcast.
so these are going to be by color. The first one we're going to have is red. All right. And I'm going to lift, twist, and pull. These are in special secret red cups that Sarah has secured.
Ooh, those are big. That's a lot.
You don't have to drink the whole thing. You can keep
Smells
them
like bourbon.
and check later. Once again, to the audience that's listening at home, at this point, the politics is over. It's just going to get sloppy. This is basically what Patreon looks like. It's a little preview for you as to what Patreon looks like.
Can I just have a lot?
Okay.
What if we know what it's like?
You already know what it is.
I have a pretty good idea of what
You
this
snob.
He already knows it's bourbon.
is. No,
There are no ryes in here.
I mean,
Raw bourbon, right?
can we
We're
take
just
a
ranking
guess or
these?
what?
You can guess whatever you want.
We're ranking these, right?
You're gonna, yeah. I think you just say red, and you can, if you guys want a sheet of paper or whatever, you can have one to make some notes. There should be a pen
So
up
of
there.
all the bourbons in the world, so we don't even know what the offerings are.
She'll tell you.
Oh,
You don't want to read off what the bottles are to tell us what we might be
No.
experiencing?
No.
You want nothing. You
those
have
blank,
no
yeah.
information
Blind.
whatsoever.
We're completely blind.
We have no idea what we're getting. There are proofs ranging from like 80 to 120, somewhere in there. 125 is the top end.
yes. That was clearly not.
I'm trying to think it was 125.
Don't try to pick out what it is, just if you like it. Okay,
That's not bad.
this one tastes to me like a Canadian club.
What?
Yeah. This is flat on the back end.
It's light and smooth.
Yeah.
It's a lower proof.
You definitely get an oaky finish too.
It's a solid 3 so far.
The goal for this for me, you guys can do however you want to do this. My hypothesis here, I want you to figure out try to walk away and figure out what the most expensive bottle is you're tasting. Try to figure out which one you think was the cheapest. And then we're going to figure out if you're anywhere close at all.
So most expensive and cheapest.
Yep.
One might have a horse on top of that.
Top dollar, bottom dollar. And then the goal for me is to realize that I don't have that sophisticated of a palate. So the cruise that I'm going on, where they just took away my premium beverage package, and I can, just have the standard shit, I don't have to cry about it because it's wasted on me anyway. That's the goal. That's why we're doing it.
How many we have?
There's going to be 6.
6. Jesus.
There's going to be 6. You don't have to drink the whole thing, and you can save the red cup so you can come back and test it because you're probably going to check them after.
Damn, now you tell me.
You don't have to drink the whole damn thing.
Here, I got some over here.
All right.
Go ahead, finish it.
Bring cup number 2. Oh, we're going to orange.
Oh,
Orange is next. And if you're a podcast listener, this might be the one where you actually do want to go look at the video to see how horrible this went. These are all just true bourbons. They're not. There's no caramel added. No caramel
there's
flavor.
zero smell.
See, the proof is gone. Zach, come.
You have COVID?
Zach, can you check between
I can smell the last one.
You don't smell anything.
Smell the red and then smell the orange, and see if you smell it. Because for everybody else, the orange one just went
It's a
away.
very mild smell. Like,
I get hints of like banana.
yeah. Oh,
A little like a.
They both smell like nail polish remover.
It definitely. It definitely has a banana scent to it.
Yeah. The first one had like a bit of a like a banana.
Did you throw in a bottle of 99 bananas?
It's like somebody dropped a piece of Laffy Taffy in it, but it's soaking in acid.
No one's colorblind, are they?
No.
Okay.
We never let them go. The orange one is much smoother.
What?
This is ass.
Get you some wild pickle.
Has notes of
the
peanut
wicked
butter.
pickle was much
It's
smoother
got a
than
little
that.
syringe on the finish.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think I taste the nail polish remover.
I think I get hints of pickle. No, of nuts, peanuts.
Listen,
There's a little nuttiness to that.
I get peanuts in there.
on the nose, it smelled great. Tasted terrible.
All right. Just remember
That
that
was
one of
in a
these
plastic bottle.
one of
Sure.
these that you're shitting all over could
No.
be the Lincoln of your life, and this could be a $300 bottle.
Well, that'll be $300 I will save in the future.
So you're gonna know. All right, have some of the yellow, folks.
it's really light.
It is hard to see the color when they're in plastic Dixie cups.
Still not much on the nose.
Mm-mm.
That smells like nail polish. Remember me?
Would you like to smell this one?
No, it'll smell like nail polish.
They're all
Remember
going to
Me.
be the same.
I don't drink it all, so they all
That's
smell.
actually pretty
Everything
good.
smells just like alcohol to me.
Better than the orange.
Well, see, I disagree because there's nothing to that.
Now go back and check the red cup and see if you still get the hug. Or now that you've broken your palate down, if you go back,
I can't. I drank all the red cup.
take a little. Yeah, let Sarah will top you off again.
Have the rest of the one.
I have to make sure I give you the right red cup, not the pickle cup.
Yeah, you come back to it, and there's still the red one's high proof. I think that's a really high proof one.
I don't think it's that high.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
What do you think's higher, the orange or the red? I think the
Red's higher.
Yeah.
But in comparison to the others,
I think orange and yellow are both lower.
I think this is probably the lowest of the three.
Yellow's like 80.
I don't know. That what'd you say the lowest? Did you say the lowest was 70? Or the lowest was
gonna
80?
be an 80 proof.
That's an 80 proofer all day long.
We do have a designated driver. Sarah's not drinking, so we're going to get home safely. For those concerned at home.
I have a vehicle big enough to get everybody home.
That was your goddamn pickle.
Do you need some more of the
Was
red?
that what your? Was that your?
No, my pickle was up there.
Why does that taste like pickle?
Because that's your pickle.
Because it's in your head.
Oh yeah.
You need some more red?
Oh, the man's been putting his pickle in a lot of places and has lost track.
Yeah,
I
I
lost
need a
track of his
red.
He's got a
pickle.
wandering pickle.
No, we're good on yellow.
The pickle was on Patreon, and if you want that reaction, I don't even know what
She
the
gave
hell
me
to
a heavy
put
pour on
down.
that red. So
I don't mind red.
yeah, the red's not bad.
Red is like an everyday drink for me.
Yeah.
Red's my favorite so far.
I think Red's Canadian Club.
You said everything was bourbon.
It's not in the mix.
All right, what color's next?
Oh, green is next. All the colors of the rainbow here. I wrote down for my tasting it on a yellow meh water. That was my official.
Let's put numbers next to them.
This is very organized though with the color coded cups.
She killed it. She really worked
did.
hard. I haven't been able to smell
This one sounds a little promising.
since I visited China.
The Wuhan province.
My company has sent out a big press release. We apparently have a manufacturing facility for some products in Wuhan, and we're very proud of it. I'm like, this is problematic. When I read this, and I wouldn't.
They haven't-
But was it like March 2020?
I feel no. It was very recent. I feel
This
like
is high
that's
proof.
that's
for
a
sure.
city that should rebrand itself.
Yeah, it's time for a rename.
Peking City became Beijing or whatever it was. That's the Wuhan. They just need to
I
start
remember
over.
I had
What do you
a
think, Ian?
I think it's pretty high proof.
I don't think this is as high as the red.
No, it's definitely a slot right below it, but it's
The green is full flavored.
yeah.
I like the green.
Yeah, the greens.
I'm really hoping that whatever I like the best is a $13 bottle. That's my prayer. And then Bones can make fun of me and I can save millions in my life.
I want to make fun of you no matter what.
I know. That's why you're here. Christy Avery is in the chat. She reminds us to keep track of our pickles, gentlemen.
And she also said Lions.
Yeah, she did say go Lions. Green's my favorite so far.
I like green a lot.
Green is good.
It's like Tabasco sauce. It makes you feel alive. Green has some life to it. Next is blue. So this will be this is number 5 for those tasting at home. Chad's very quiet. He's still here tasting, but he has not said a damn word in an hour.
I'm not an expert on this. I'm just
It
tasting them.
smells sweet.
Do you have any feelings? Are you telling a difference at all between them?
So far, red is my favorite.
Hey, Zach.
Blue is
Zach-
everything you ever want it to be.
This one does not smell like.
I bet it does to me.
It does
Talk
not
to
smell
me.
like the nail polish remover. It smells like the entire nail salon.
Oh, does it?
Before I take a drink of this, talk to me.
One smells like if
Use the
you were-
microphone so everybody else can hear it too.
One blue smells like the inside of a barrel.
Oak barrel.
Yeah.
Smells incredible. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Taste unbelievable. I think I know what one is.
You think it's one you brought?
Yeah.
You've been sitting there hoping you could pick it out.
That is fantastic.
What if it's not that? What if it's not that?
I,
and you're
I could be.
the fear that could come here.
Did you just gag?
Oh, you
I
gag?
think Chad may have a tear running down his cheek.
I mean, I hate to call you out like
You
that,
get
but like,
A
Chad,
tear
wow.
running down his cheek and
Did
a
you get-
chest hair just popped out.
Did you get the pickle?
I think he's getting pickled. Maybe not with the
Did you
pickle.
not like blue?
It's all right.
Don't let him peer pressure you into things.
that.
Blue's really
That
good.
is really good bourbon,
Yeah.
and it would be fantastic over a big old ice cube.
I would disagree with you on that one.
You know what?
Or
It's
you
drinking
can,
neat.
It's
or what you can
perfect
do is you
right
can
now.
go down to Wendy's and get a shake, and then blend it in.
And then scoop it with a fry.
Yep.
One of those caramel shakes.
Is this fuchsia?
Purple. This is the Vikings. This is what's left of the Vikings after they got destroyed by the Los Angeles Rams of Anaheim
In Arizona.
in Arizona. That was like the Rams and Vikings game. It felt like when the Colts had to play the Saints after Katrina in the Super Bowl. It
After
was
drinking
like
blue,
Arizona.
go back to green.
Nothing's
It's
going
like
to work
it
for you.
disappears.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was you were not going to win. LA's on fire. They had to move the playoff game, and here you are just getting absolutely muck ducked on national TV.
We knew the Rams were going to win that one.
Ian's not got
If
anything
anybody
left. He's
listens-
just hammered them. There's no going back for checking. You just threw them.
I didn't finish the purple one. I just put it down.
Okay, all right.
I
The other
took a
ones are all
little sip.
gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh God, no. Purple's terrible. Purple's the worst.
I don't know if it's the worst.
Ooh.
I just did.
Wow.
Literally the worst.
It's right there with orange.
Orange had peanuts.
How the hell do you
What
get
am I
peanuts
tasting
out of
then?
that?
Purple is just bad.
Orange smelled fantastic, tasted terrible. Purple didn't really have a
Purple is just
heavy scent.
will. The back, it just burns. That's high proof. Purple is super high proof.
I kind of like purple.
Really?
I don't have
Mine, the
anything
purple,
bad.
I didn't think it was as bad as the orange.
I don't have any. Purple's not that bad.
All right, so now we get.
I don't think it's high
what got
end.
forward.
All right, before you do that, I want to know
I
all
like
right,
purple.
from you guys. What do you think is the most expensive bottle here?
The Russell's, the blue one.
The blue.
You think blue? Okay,
Mm.
so blue. We
I think green is.
All right. So I'm going to rate expensive. We thought Bones thought blue. Forrest, you said green.
Yeah.
Ian, do you have a thought on what the most pricey bottle was?
I think I'm gonna have to agree with the green.
All right. Chad, what was the most pricey bottle? He's still looking. I'm going to say the most expensive bottle here, I think also was blue. I think that's what it was.
I think it's the blue.
All right.
Oh, there's the tiebreaker.
And Chad goes there as well.
But I think I
All right. Who
I just tried the twos.
cheapest one here? Bones, what do you all right, Ian goes purple.
Orange.
Orange.
I think it's the orange.
Yellow.
That's awful.
All right. Bones said yellow.
Yellow
Purple.
doesn't taste
Ian,
cheap.
Ian, you
It's
said
just-
purple?
There's nothing.
It's just
Yellow.
white.
Yellow looks like it's water.
It's got to be purple.
I think yellow is the lowest proof, but
Mm.
orange is the cheapest.
What did we say your highest proof is, Sarah?
127.
Purple's the
125.
highest proof.
So you thought the worst was purple?
No, orange.
Orange.
I think that's the cheapest, and
Yeah, the cheap. Okay. all right.
and I think it's the worst.
We haven't done best and worst, have we?
I thought
Red's the
purple was the worst.
Mm.
We went expensive and cheap. So I've got Forrest. I don't have yours recorded. You probably said it, but I'm 6 samples in.
Oh, expensive and
The cheap. Yeah, the cheapest. The cheapest one here.
Orange.
All right. So we have recorded expensive and cheap. Which one is the best? The best of the crowd. We'll start with Bones.
Blue.
Right. Forrest, what do you think the best is?
And it's not even close.
Green.
Chad, what's the best one here?
I like the red. I know.
That's fine. I mean, middle pack. Middle pack. If you like to be mid, I mean, I guess that's red. To me, the blue is the best.
Still writing. Being the scribe on this when
I'm
you've
just
had
saying
6
what
samples
I
now
liked the best.
is getting difficult.
I'm not saying it is the best.
Yeah, no,
what
it's
I
to your own
like.
taste.
Yeah, it's your own taste.
You're right. Yeah.
Your colors. Okay.
Yeah, I wrote the color up here. These were my notes. And okay, I'm gonna say the best that what I truly liked the most, I think was blue. So you guys want to say what your worst was?
That's absolutely
All right, Bones, what was the worst
Yellow.
one here?
yellow.
Chad, what was the worst one here?
Orange.
Ditto.
Can confirm.
So you also agree orange was the worst?
Yes.
Ian? All right. And I say I literally wrote the worst under purple. So I'm going to say purple was worst was me.
My
I
description
liked
of
it.
purple was rough.
Yeah.
I liked purple.
All right. Sarah, here we go. I want you to give me what was the bourbon that was red? The red
I
bourbon.
knew that was. I knew.
Russell's Reserve.
10-year.
I bet it's number 3. Middle of the pack for me.
$45 a bottle.
90 proof.
That's right in my wheelhouse. See, that's the one I like the best.
Yep.
That's right in my wheelhouse.
That's a fine 10-year bourbon. We can line these
Absolutely.
up on the front if you want to in the camera shot there, Captain. All right, our orange bottle. What was our orange bottle? This was the Yellowstone single barrel. This was a store pick from Mega Package Liquor in Georgia.
Really?
Yep.
A store pick.
Yep.
Ooh.
Not a fan.
No. They must like their bourbon a little different down in Georgia.
That was a store pick that I
Must
picked
be
up.
why
in,
there's
in
Eagle Rare
Atlanta.
everywhere down
You
there.
said that was orange?
That was the orange.
Let's go back to that one.
It's oddly.
I got peanuts on it.
It's oddly like a shade off of like rosé.
That doesn't drink
Oh,
119. No, that doesn't drink 119.
Yellow. What was the yellow?
That drinks 95.
Benchmark 8.
Hey, who
I
nailed
love
that?
my bottom shelf.
Who nailed it?
Bones said that was the worst here. That is the cheap ass bottle.
Oh shit! This means I have to come back.
$10 for a 15. You guys ever seen Benchmark before?
So
Oh, yeah.
$18 for the handle.
That is a Buffalo Trace product, everybody.
Yep, the changeover.
I said it was meh, like water. Bones said it was the worst. I said it was the cheapest. So did Bones. I feel pretty
My
good about
description
this.
of yellow was smooth. Because it's an all-day drink.
Yeah, it's a mixer bourbon is what it is. All right. The green. What is our green? Oh, this is the Benchmark Bonded. So another Buffalo Trace.
I like my bonded stuff.
It's only $17.
100 proof.
100 proof.
So
There's just
Forrest
nothing
and
to
Ian
that.
thought that was the most expensive bottle
And
here.
that is clearly not the most
19
expensive.
bucks.
But it tasted so good, didn't it?
Forrest has had
I mean,
the best
wow.
night of his life because he said the best bottle of bourbon here costs $17.
Hell yeah.
I mean, listen.
Hey, one of my favorites is Evan Williams bottled in
There you
bond.
go. Another Buffalo Trace
Just-
product.
just
Evan
take it
Williams
right out of the
Bond's
bottle.
Good shit. That was
23
not.
bucks for a handle?
That was not.
Give me the blue.
Oh baby.
This is the Russell's 15.
Russell's
this is the big
15.
money bottle. Bones, this was the 2024 bourbon of the year.
Yes.
So this was put in this bottle in the last century. Not quite. In 2009 this would have been bottled, something like that.
Barreled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put in the bottle recently. So Russell 15.
That's so good.
I had said it was fully flavored. But I also said the same thing about the Benchmark. So there's your price point difference.
What? What's the
Bones,
proof on that one?
Jer, and Chad
115, I think.
all said
17. Yeah.
Smooth and
we all
strong.
said that it was the most expensive one here. Bones,
should've
Ian,
known.
and Jer said it was the best one here as well. So sadly, we do know how to pick out an expensive bottle of bourbon. What's left? What's the sixth one? What I said was the worst.
What's the rough one?
I knew
Benchmark
I knew
full
this was
proof.
the-
Full proof benchmark bottle. So
I knew it was good. That's good.
125 proof. So it's essentially straight out of the barrel is what it is. There's not been any water put on it at all.
That's not true.
What's $20 a bottle? Ian thought it was the cheapest
What's
thing
the
here.
proof on it?
125.
125.
I said it was the worst. I literally said it was the worst one here.
I've
So-
still
so you
got
can pay
I've still
20
got some purple over here if you want it, Bones.
So you can pay $20 for
I've still got some purple over here if you
125
want
of that, or
you go ahead and take the rest of this. Here you go.
or you can go pay $100 for a bottle of Heaven's Door 143 proof and end up with the same result.
So we'll line this up there as
Well, I
well.
would disagree with you on that one. Purple's good.
So the Russell's is a $250 bottle. The full proof cost how much, Sarah?
22.
20-ish, yeah.
$20 bottle. The benchmark, the bonded was how much? $17. The benchmark 8 was like $13. $10. Good God. The Yellowstone store pick was what, a $60 bottle, and the Russell 10 years like a $45 bottle. Chad, you can live on $45 bourbon.
That's about what I spend. Oh, that's right in my wheelhouse. That's what
Yeah.
I like.
$40 bourbon all day
I
long.
don't need to spend the high
Forrest
end.
is the winner here. $17 bonded 100 proof. You think it's premium shit?
What did I tell you when you invited me to this one? The disclaimer, I like all bourbons. I've never found one I do not like.
Yeah, yellow was good. The yellow, we can pass on that one.
If I open a bottle, I'm going to drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to back. If I go green and blue, I can taste a massive difference in between the two. Yeah. I mean, and that's why it was
Now that
better.
you know that it's
That's why when you asked me-
$17 and
When you asked me, I tasted
$250.
those two back to back, and that's why I thought the blue was the higher end.
Just look at them. Like when you get,
you can see the color
The coloring, yeah.
it looks
That's
like motor.
the color, yeah.
because it sat in oak for 15
Yeah,
years.
that $250, it hangs around.
Oh yeah.
And if you look at
Oh,
it,
it's still going.
the Russell 10 year also is dark.
Yeah,
Look at that.
that was
is
good. I said
art
I
right
liked
there.
it.
Sarah drew up
That
the
is beautiful.
set up the colors for us. What the one that has one white dot in there was that who did you poison? There's
What?
there's one with
I
a
hope
white
it's me.
dot.
I hope it was me.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that was a little cocaine.
Yeah, somebody got
God, I hope it's me.
somebody got some speed.
God, my nose is running.
Who chose the purple? Because that was the purple drink.
Bones. Bones was all in on purple.
We'll get home to Rushville in no time.
Good job, folks.
Open up State Road 3. He's gone.
All right. Congratulations on completing the first blind bourbon tasting in the history of the podcast. I think we did well. Were you hoping for anything different to be in there, folks?
Thank God we had Yellowstone in there. Just be a Russell's.
It would.
So
Russell's
it is
and
Russell's
Buffalo
and Benchmark.
Yeah, that was a.
So I'm stealing
That
my
being a store-
microphone from my husband from his own podcast. But whenever Bones brought in another benchmark product, I was like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do 2 Russells. We're going to do 3 benchmarks. And we're going to throw something else in there just to see what happens. So that was kind of my thought process. There are other bourbons to try afterwards if people would like to. So, because there were other ones that were brought that we did not include.
6 months from now, July, let's do another one. No Russells, no Benchmark.
We have to wait that long.
No.
We just do it next week.
If you call me, I will bring a bottle and throw it into the mix.
There we go.
I will also bring a bottle and throw it into the mix.
Oh boy, we're signing back up for
I brought 4 bottles tonight.
Everyone just bring their own bottle and just sign up.
All right.
What if I bring an infinity bottle?
Whiskey. The whiskey club was formed. Ian, final thoughts. Things you learned today. You obviously you want to come back. When you guys launching your podcast?
We really don't know. It was kind of a thought, and we came on here just to kind of see what it was about, see what we could do. I was a little nervy coming on here, and
The liquor helps.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the spotted cow. I mean,
If you start with this stuff,
yeah, if you start with it, when
that
you're
filter
fine.
goes
yeah,
away.
Exactly. You're like, fuck it.
If you can't beat this,
You know,
you got
but-
we got problems.
Nah, final thoughts. I mean, I've realized that people don't like Lincoln. They're just the scum of the earth, I guess.
Listen,
I mean-
if you go back to the first 10 episodes, we're at episode 388
I think
tonight,
you
378.
mistake animosity for just. Oh, I just lost the word in my head, but just like
apathy.
Yeah, apathy.
I forgot Zach was over there because
I was
he was so out of the bourbon.
I wasn't
talk.
much of a participant in the last segment.
Like episode 9 of this was Lincoln's a war criminal. We've been shitting on Lincoln since the beginning.
I don't think in this one it was that people don't like Lincoln. It's just that we forget that they're there.
Yeah.
we nothing them. We just don't even think about them.
They're like Carthage.
I've been to Carthage. I know Carthage.
I'm
is
related
there.
to half of Carthage. Damn it!
I have to drive through there to get to my loved ones. I've been pulled over in Carthage more than any other town in my life.
How?
One cop.
Well,
The more I said,
No, there's one Marshall.
Yeah.
now, but back in 2009,
but I read a lot.
there were about 7 that had a badge that like to really have fun. I got pulled over twice in the same day.
How many of those badges came from Henry County?
That's mine.
It was a
Damn.
different era. All right, final thoughts from you, Mr. Burcham.
I don't know if I have.
You want to eulogize Bob Uecker?
No. I
Just a bit
I'll tell you what though.
outside.
Do look up that MLB.com has an article. I was reading it earlier, and like guy lived a life and like was very very loyal to his hometown.
Absolutely.
And
He was the first man from Milwaukee to play for the Milwaukee Braves.
yeah,
The Milwaukee Braves.
and said even when he did TV, he was still Milwaukee, still doing things. So that's one of those guys. He was kind of a ubiquitous human being that you just like I don't know, you couldn't go a year without seeing Bob Uecker somewhere on TV doing something. And man, an iconic voice and just his sense of humor and ability with words is pretty good. So that is a bummer because he's a guy I kind of grew up knowing of. I didn't know him very well.
I mean, the man was 90, lung cancer.
Yeah,
All right,
90,
all right.
You think if he
On
hadn't
the
smoked,
spot.
he'd make it to 92?
Bob Uecker or Jim Neighbors?
Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker. Because I'll tell you what, Jim Neighbors,
Jim only had 2 tricks.
yeah, and his character on television is annoying. Like honestly, I'm not a big.
You're a big
Griffin.
Florence Henderson.
I'm not
fan,
big.
not
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Don't take Jim Neighbors every day and twice a week on Sunday over Florence Henderson.
All right.
She can.
So let's take it up a
eat
notch.
worms.
Bob Uecker, Tom Carnegie.
Oh, Tom Carnegie. They still play.
Does anybody else in the room know who Tom Carnegie
I was gonna
is?
say I don't
No.
know.
You don't
So
know who
I
Tom
would take
Carnegie
Bob
is?
Uecker.
Refresh my memory here on this one.
Tom Carnegie was the voice of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. for
It's a new
60
track
years.
record.
Okay, Bob
It's
Uecker.
a new track record.
They
And
st-
then he was also Channel 6 in Indianapolis before any of us were born.
They
Way
once in a while, once in a while at the track, first thing in the morning, they will play some Jim Neighbors or not Jim Neighbors. They'll play some. Man, my brain's
Tom
failing.
Carnegie. You've been hitting the sauce, Zach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently, yeah.
Bob,
And, like,
that
man,
water's stiff
that-
over there.
That'll hit me in the feels when they play, just like him just talking
But-
and like welcoming everybody to the track and stuff.
The old Calabro. Interviews.
Nothing with Calabro.
No,
At Ben Davis High School.
Yeah, if you heard the gift that we've been given this month of May, that one of
Ian just puked.
Dave Calabro's children is getting
Oh.
married
Poor thing.
so
Oh,
Dave won't be there.
He won't be there
on
whole day
on
weekend.
whole day weekend, at
Whole
least on
weekend.
Friday.
Qualifying weekend.
Yeah, Friday. I think it's and I think that it's a gift to all of us fans that we get a day without Dave, which means we get was it Alan Bestwick?
Alan Bestwick.
I love me some Alan Bestwick. He's fantastic.
I'm still having the orange, the Yellowstone. I don't love it.
I didn't like it. I will
was
say
half
though,
ex-
the more
I
that
was-
I've sipped the blue,
As much as people
more I
hated the
really
Yellowstone,
like it.
I was half expecting you to put the ball up, and I was expecting
blue
it to
is a
have the
sipper.
Yellowstone
yes, the more I
Ranch
sip
logo
it,
on
the
it.
more
Like
I'm like,
it was just
okay,
like
that's
a-
really good.
And-
Like that's the one I thought.
So the Yellowstone
high-end, but-
Distillery is it's Limestone Branch, and I think just outside Springfield, Kentucky. I've been there a couple of times. When the TV show happened, they massively increased the amount.
Well, yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, well,
They-
of
they-
course.
incredibly.
You
Jump
guys-
all over it.
You guys
So you
didn't
said
like
that was a
it.
store pick from Georgia?
As little as you guys liked it, though, I kind of have to expect the
Noted.
label to
Don't
literally
trust
have that
anything in
branding
Georgia.
on it from the TV show, as if this was just like a ploy to try and sell stuff off that. Because there's trucks driving around Newcastle that have the Yellowstone Ranch logo on them from the TV show.
Yeah,
but yeah,
No, it's the Dutton Ranch.
the Dutton
it's,
Ranch.
It's a Y, whatever.
It's their brand.
My
on
mom
there,
loves
right?
that show. I mean, I love
Yeah, it's
Kevin.
the-
I love Kevin Costner, but
And he tried to kill the show.
I'm just over here sipping on my yellow.
So they killed him.
My $10 bottle.
I'll have some yellow, Clark. Right off the Vegas buffet.
Bones? Where's Mega Package?
Don't
at?
get sick
Georgia?
this weekend
Georgia.
with the weather going up.
Big
and
store or like?
It's a big regional store, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that like a Big Red in Indy?
Yeah, pretty similar. It's one of the places that I go every Thanksgiving, and then we'll pick up
Eagle.
Well, they didn't have an Eagle Rare this year. Normally, they have some sort of an allocated Buffalo Trace product. They had to go to another place to get some Eagle Rare. But yeah, the Yellowstone was there. But yeah, you could find it. Eagle Rare.
Oh, Eagle. Yeah.
Final thoughts from you, Bones?
I got nothing.
Welcome back. We're glad to have you back in the family.
Glad to be back. Somewhat.
We're gonna make it a regular thing. You gonna handle things okay if Notre Dame wins the national championship?
I'll be okay if Notre Dame or Ohio State both lose the national championship.
That's my man.
What if one of them wins?
We'll cross that bridge when we have to.
Ohio State's won a lot of them. It's not going to bother him. He's pretty numb to it. Forrest, you got anything wise?
No, I don't have anything wise. I never have anything wise. Be good. That's all I gotta say.
Have your loved one spayed and neutered.
As Bob Barker once said, have your pets spayed and neutered.
We need to have Bones added to the website, and that quote has to be going on there. Get your family members spayed and neutered.
Big inauguration coming up January 20th. We're going to do this, guys.
January 20th. Better put that flag up.
It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and Trump reassumes the presidency. Make sure your flag's in the appropriate position. Check your local listings.
That's a recipe for a shit show.
Check your local listings. It's given a lot of people a really good reason to not be there because, like, sorry, I got to be home in my district. Got MLK stuff to do. I won't be here. Sorry, can't. Gotta go march with the locals.
It's supposed to be the coldest inauguration in history.
It's still not cold enough for me. I wanted them.
Oh, it's cold, all right.
You told me that Washington D.C. is freezing over.
The crowd size might shrink. There might be some shrinkage. It's going to be below freezing.
No, there will be millions.
Zach? Can you get me a weather forecast for DC on Monday? I think I looked. And it was going to be around 25.
It's going to be the best.
It's going to be
the
below
greatest inauguration ever.
Is the temperature kind of like Russia?
I mean, Sochi
definitely not like
has
China.
palm trees, sir.
Soon we'll have it in Mexico City.
It's just a matter
when
of
we
time.
take over Mexico.
We won't need a passport to go to Cozumel.
That's America City, damn it.
Yeah. We got an incredible reach this week on the meme I make, the Boss Hog of Liberty Bay. We renamed it. If that body of water is up for renaming, we put one out on the old Facebook.
Well, Indiana's going down to New Orleans, so
yeah,
yeah.
We're gonna go border to border,
coast to coast, the I-69 corridor. Waiting on the weather prediction.
Be the crossroads of America.
Efforting.
26 degrees on inauguration day with a 10 to 20 mile an hour wind.
Good. I hope it's
perfect. That actually seems warm for an inauguration day.
With a low of 10 degrees that night.
Joe Biden may freeze to death
His
out
hair's
there.
gonna be flapping.
If this is a long speech,
what's the precipitation?
The toupee may come flying off.
Mostly sun. It'll be interesting to see if is
straight
Bernie
up.
going to be there and how bundled up will Bernie be.
I was going to say, where's Bernie's mitts at?
How big will Bernie?
Extra mittens.
Extra mittens.
And someone else will be extra orange.
Maybe
be
extra small mittens.
Be at full mast. Final thoughts for me. I am really excited. Or you still got more?
No.
Okay.
Not after you have your loved one spayed and neutered.
Just let me know when I can have my show back. Go ahead.
Why start
I thought it was everyone's show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bones said it was the
people's
it's
show.
It's everyone's show.
Yeah. You said it was the people's show.
It's not the people of Lincoln.
Pick your husband up, man.
It's everyone.
One more shot in. Had to get one more shot in.
Everyone but Western Wayne.
She's driving me home. Fox announced their IndyCar announcing lineup. Will Buxton of Drive to Survive is it's 9:00. We're supposed to be done. Will Buxton of Drive to Survive fame is going to be the color guy, the play-by-play guy now. And then Townsend Bell, the homeless Townsend Bell, and James Hinchcliffe, the man of many homes.
I'm glad Townsend's coming back. I'm going to miss Lee Diffie though.
You can catch him at the Olympics.
What's really funny though is just to see the
NASCAR.
people that are just like, you can't call racist because they're white guy voters, but they're just upset because it's another guy with an accent. Like, Will Buxton's fantastic. He loves the sport.
Did you guys watch Drive to Survive on Netflix during COVID?
No.
No,
Only
you
one
just
show.
watch Real Sports. You don't watch that shit. Yeah,
I watched
that's
like the
serious.
first 2 episodes. Couldn't
Yeah.
get into it.
He was the top presenter over there. So
Gotcha.
he's coming stateside and he's going to be the voice of Fox's IndyCar
I'm
coverage.
surprised all the racing talk. You never mentioned anything about Helio driving Daytona.
Did we last week?
Okay, here we go. We'll wrap up with that. Daytona 500's coming up. Elio Castroneves is going to be in the Daytona 500 in a
Guaranteed.
Trackhouse entry.
Did not know that.
They have added essentially a promoter's exemption so that if he doesn't qualify on speed, they're going to add an extra car. So Elio's in the race. He would get no prize money and no points, but he would get to do the race. They don't give a damn about the points because it's the only race he's going to do. Prize
Points don't
money,
matter.
whatever. If he wins the race, he's not going to win the race. It would be a big deal. Mike Wallace, we talked about that with last week or the week before. Mike Wallace is 66 years old and a widower. He hasn't run a competitive NASCAR race since 2015. They told him, sorry, Mike, you haven't been in a race car in a long time. You're not allowed to qualify for the Daytona 500. So they've taken the keys away from the old man. And in Whiskey Talk, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to own a car that's attempting the Daytona 500. This is all off the top of the head. This is not in the notes.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be in the Traveler Whiskey ownership box. Chris Stapleton and Dale Jr. putting together an entry with JR Motorsports. They're going to have their first NASCAR Cup race with Justin Allgaier in the car.
Yeah, and
So if Mike Wallace can't run the race, are they going to let Trump take a lap around the track again?
That's another
in the
car.
motorcade car.
If Ian brings a couple $1 million, they can Ian can get that car too. The 66 is open for business.
There you go, Ian. $10 million. You got 2 rides.
I'm okay.
We do have to give a shout out to Presley Sora. Went down there, tested, and then ARCA does like their pictures of all the drivers, and they literally had Presley right between Catherine Legg and Elio Castroneves in their lineup of pictures of drivers that were down there testing.
I'm like 99% certain Presley is a Lincoln graduate.
Probably is.
You had to throw one last jab. I mean,
and
right.
with that post, the most famous Lincoln graduate.
That's right. He was above the fold with Elio, Catherine Legg.
Right.
I think Cletus McFarland's going to be in this race.
Yeah.
It is an
They put like
all-star.
8 drivers.
Brayton Laster.
And he was in like the 8 drivers I had the pictures.
He was above the fold.
smack dab between Catherine Legg and Elio Castroneves. Like you're between a CART standout and an Indy 500 champion.
That's it. Next week, we've got Liberty Defender Sean Rao joining us. And then the final show of the month, we will have 1, 2, maybe 3 state legislators. I think Cory Criswell is confirmed. Senator Rotz is confirmed. And maybe one special bonus guest. We'll see. Don't want to overpromise.
Probably not going to be me.
Bones, apparently. Listen, if we get to bring bourbon, you want to get them all
Come
drunk?
on.
Let's go.
Bones and a Democrat. And I'm in for the show. I will sit over there and I will watch.
We will see you next Thursday.